Welcome back, friends, to an hour of our neighborhood watch and foreign policy discussions. It's almost a sense of deja vu today, as a court in Pakistan sentenced former Prime Minister Imran Khan to 10 years in jail just 10 days ahead of the general elections, like it happened in the case of Nawaz Sharif in 2018, or umpteen times that it has happened in Pakistan, when the generals in Rawalpindi have decided which government would come to power. It's almost a predictable game of musical chairs, with the Pakistan Army playing the DJ, democracy's jockey, if I could say, deciding to bring one, dump another, or create a new coalition and phase out another, in what General Pervez Musharraf had famously called a controlled democracy. As Pakistan passes through yet another round of turmoil, we focus in debate 2 on what it portends for the neighborhood. Look at this package, a short one, and then I come back with a panel of guests from Pakistan and, of course, New Delhi.
While all nations have an army, in Pakistan, the army has the nation. For a major portion of its history, the army ruled. With a history of coups dating back to 1956, and when not under martial law, the army rules by proxy.
Elections in Pakistan is a misnomer. Starting from the year 1977, when Zia-ul Haq declared martial law, elections went on getting delayed. Similar is the situation even now, when many say that the real power in Pakistan lies with the GHQ. And the current army chief certainly has an axe to grind against Imran Khan. Remember, it was Imran Khan who had removed the current army chief from his position only because he had complained against Imran Khan's wife.
The Pakistani army has evolved from allegedly killing political threats like Benazir Bhutto to exiling leaders like Nawaz Sharif, now the new favorite of the army, to now ensuring that the last man they helped get elected stays in jail.
NRO साइन करवाया अमेरिकन ने और उसने ये भी कहा कि हमारे इंटरेस्ट में है कि ये इनका समझौता हो, क्योंकि ये हमारे इंटरेस्ट प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे पाकिस्तान में। वो आज सिलेक्टेड की बात कर रहे हैं और इधर सिलेक्टेड की बात कर रहे हैं जिनको मैन्युफैक्चर किया था मिलिट्री डिक्टेटरशिप की नर्सरी में।
Now with Imran out of the way, will it be smooth sail with the army's newly chosen man? Let's debate.
All right, welcome again. Joining me for having this conversation on what's really happening in Pakistan, Madhav Nalapat. We have Vice Chairman, Manipal Advanced Research Group, live from Manipal with us. Very good evening to you, sir. And from Pakistan, we have Javed Khan, senior journalist, live from Islamabad. And in a bit, we will also be joined in by Hamid Khan. So if I could begin with you, Javed Khan Saab. What has happened today really, and what does it mean for the elections that are slated to take place on February 8, I believe?
Thank you very much, Abhishek. I think as far as elections are concerned, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is not on the ballot paper. First of all, you were talking about the elections, its impact on the general elections in Pakistan. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is already not there on the ballot paper. Secondly, the trials went a bit too long. I think every aspect of the trial was covered by the junior judiciary, and still the former Prime Minister has his options open. He can go to the Islamabad High Court and then ultimately the Supreme Court of Pakistan as well. So I don't believe that it is only because of the army's intervention, whatever is happening as far as the cases against the former Prime Minister are concerned. Primarily, it is the Pakistani court system, like you do it in India. We can have certain observations about the court proceedings in your own country, like validating the demolition of the Babri Mosque and validating the abrogation of the Article 370. I mean, we can have two opinions about that. You can have a different opinion. But as far as Pakistan is concerned and the trial of the former Prime Minister is concerned.
There are no two opinions about that.
Abhishek, Abhishek, please let me complete,
I think
Abhishek.
you're comparing
Now,
apples and
as far as
oranges, but I'll let you complete.
okay. What I mean to say is the former prime minister, his options are not finished. He has to go, and most probably his party is going to appeal in the Islamabad High Court tomorrow, and ultimately, and a lot of people believe that he can get relief from there, and if he doesn't get it from the Islamabad High Court, he can always approach the Supreme Court of Pakistan. So I really doubt that it is going to impact so massively the general election in Pakistan, that the outcome would be different, because Abhishek, his entire candidates, the lot of candidates is contesting as independents as far as the general elections are concerned. His party is not out of the elections. And if the former prime minister believes that he does have the support of the people, particularly the young voters in Pakistan, so his candidates do stand a chance, and ultimately they can make a difference in the general elections as well as the
Okay.
party is concerned, Abhishek.
Fair enough. So you are, of course, a patriotic Pakistani. You would want to present the best picture, Javed Khan, of Pakistan. But Professor Nalapat, you know, the explanation that comes out of Mr. Javed Khan is that the only thing is that the PTI, Imran Khan's party, is not on ballot paper. They can still contest. Now, I don't know what it means. If you take away the election symbol, most of the candidates, top leadership can't contest. They have been embroiled in cases, and convictions are coming in. They are disqualified. And then Mr. Javed Khan sort of says, oh, Pakistan Army has nothing to do with it. I mean, he really wants us to believe that Pakistan Army has nothing to do with it, Madhav Nalapat.
Abhishek, I want to point out that Imran Khan had made an allegation, and he had basically made public a cable sent by a Pakistani diplomat in Washington to the effect that the administration warned of severe consequences if Imran Khan remained in power. Now, at that point in time, the quote-unquote establishment, what Nawaz Sharif calls the establishment, and Imran Khan a little more straightforwardly calls the military, they said, oh, this is fake. This is made up. There is no such thing. And now you are jailing a man for 10 years for revealing a state secret, namely the very cable that you yourself said was a fake and made up by Imran Khan. So, you know, truth has a very strange way of coming out, and it has finally come out. Now, Mr. Javed Khan is entitled to his own opinion. I mean, banning an entire political party, banning the national symbol of a political party. I didn't know that a cricket bat poses such an immense danger to Pakistan that it has to be banned. It's not an obscene symbol. It's not a symbol promoting violence. Cricket is a gentleman's game, but it's been banned. The party has been banned. It's been effectively disbanded. Now, individuals are standing as independents. Well, the freedom to campaign is severely limited. Every one of them will have a separate symbol. And if this is not confusing to possibly Pakistan voters are brilliant enough to go through all these symbols and know which symbol is actually, looks like a bat and which does not. But frankly, I don't think voters in any other part of the world will be like that. The reality is, Abhishek, as you correctly said, the military is calling the shots. It called the shots on Benazir Bhutto, and it called the shots on Nawaz Sharif. It's called the shots on Imran Khan. So let's be honest about it, and let's talk, in an honest way about it. So I only want to say that, Mr. Khan again talked about the court proceedings. From the information available to me, there was no really adequate legal representation in that court. I have no idea if there was any public in that court, because I have not seen any reports of the court that decision that sentenced him to 10 years in jail for revealing what was at that time called just a made-up piece of waste paper. Now, I don't know. I mean, if this is why is there no court proceeding? Why is there no video of that? Why was the public not there? I'm told even lawyers, the lawyers that Imran Khan wanted to be there were not there. So let's say, for example, Abhishek, or you or I,
Right.
or Mr. Khan, we are sent to prison, and we are not
Professor
allowed to
Nalapat.
choose our own lawyers. Lawyers are chosen who were basically told,
Okay.
make sure this guy goes to prison, or you will go to prison. If that is a fair trial,
Yeah,
well, frankly,
okay.
Abhishek, I have to revise my view of the English language.
Yeah, Professor Nalapat, let me try a different trick with Javed Khan Saab. You see, I'm told Hamid Khan would be joining us in a bit. But Javed Khan Saab, I'm not saying that this court process is fixed. What I want to understand is, if Imran Khan thought that he can take on America, he can take on army,
ऑडियो मिल रहा
he
है
can take both of them together and survive in politics. So obviously, he was being little more than over-ambitious. He was being foolhardy. And he has paid the price. At least you would agree with that, Javed Khan.
Abhishek, yes, I would definitely like to comment what you just said. But let me explain a little bit the voters' demography in Pakistan. There are about 12.85 registered voters in Pakistan. And out of these 12.85 voters, there are 5.65 young voters less than the age of 35. This is the support base which the former Prime Minister
You
Imran
mean to say
Khan
million
had
voters?
as far as the
mixed
youth
हो
is
रही है।
concerned. I'm coming to your point, but just trying to explain one thing. They will be
voice is
very
mixing
free
up.
to go out and vote whichever party they want to vote for. As far as the independent election symbols are concerned, my learned colleague from India just pointed out, he was right that it is extremely difficult for the voters, particularly in the backward areas, to recognize the different election symbols as far as Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf is concerned. But the urban centers, which comprise the major part, the bulk of the young voters, the bulge of the young voters, they would be able to recognize the symbols of the party, I think, sooner than later. So as far as your point is concerned, the former Prime Minister knew what he was doing when he tried to tell the crowd. He was very excited. He had a very large crowd, and he waved the letter. He said, this is the cipher which Government of Pakistan, the Foreign Office of Pakistan received from America. I think you should have realized that there's certain boundaries and certain lines one doesn't have to cross. He did that. I mean, even if it is done in your own country, somehow or the other, the rules would be applicable as far as revealing the secret messages are concerned. The communication between Pakistan's embassy in Washington and Pakistan's Foreign Office in Islamabad. So as far as the cipher is concerned, we don't know. We don't know the contents. Maybe the limited contents were revealed as far as the media was concerned. Being a journalist, it is very difficult for me to judge whether he actually revealed any secret as far as Imran Khan's position is concerned. But as far as the court is concerned, they concluded that, well, it was the cipher which was lost. I mean, it's not because of the content, it is more because the copy of the cipher, which was delivered to the Prime Minister's office in Islamabad, which was ultimately waived by the former Prime Minister, it was lost. And that was the reason he was indicted, because that was the sensitive communication between Pakistan's embassy in Washington and the Foreign Office in Islamabad. I think
I mean, I don't
the
understand.
problem lies
I mean,
why.
Just picking up from what you're saying. Just picking up from what you're saying, you are saying that because a document was lost from Prime Minister's office, Pakistan's Prime Minister's office, and because the person who's former Prime Minister cannot say where the document is, you are convicting him? I mean, are you suggesting that your agencies, your security system, the Prime Minister's office security, they are so gone case that they are not able to locate that document which the Prime Minister is saying is in his office?
Abhishek, I think that is the real problem, because the cipher was delivered by the former foreign minister to the prime minister's office, and ultimately it was handed over to the staff of the former prime minister. The prime minister took it from the prime minister's staff, and then he went to the public rally and waved it over there. He put it back into his jacket. He went back and ultimately said that, well, I don't have the copy. I don't know where it went. It is missing from the prime minister's office. He even stated in the court today that it was delivered to the personal staff of the prime minister, and after that, the copy was never traced. So I'm just trying to tell you the reason of his conviction, because the last sentence which was delivered by the judge, he said, even now, can you tell us where the copy is? The former prime minister said, no, I don't know where the copy is, and the decision was announced. So I'm not saying that whether the justice was fully delivered to Imran Khan or not. Only, I think we can always, Abhishek, we can always criticize the judgment. We can do that because once the judgment is delivered, everybody has a right to make comment and criticize the judgment as well.
Actually.
There can be two opinions. Abhishek, there can be two opinions in Pakistan as well. I'm not saying that there's not a segment of the society, segment of the media, segment of the civil society who are definitely criticizing it. And well, we'll have to see when it goes through the higher court how the court is going to respond to the appeal of the former prime minister, Abhishek.
Let's move on. You know, Javed Khan Saab, in your heart that this is actually not a simple court process. This is something else, to which I come to with Hamid Khan now, because he has joined this conversation. Welcome, Hamid Khan. You see, Javed Khan Saab has been exerting himself and trying to impress upon that this is, forget about army, forget about America, you know, just a simple court process, innocent court process. You know, I have contested it, but I want to take it further. It's not about court process. It's not about Imran Khan. It is about Pakistan's democracy or the lack of it. Faces change, name change, the generals change, the politicians change. It's Imran Khan now. It was Nawaz Sharif in 2018. It is Asim Munir now. It was General Bajwa at that time. Goes back to General Musharraf and Benazir Bhutto. Goes back to Zia and Senior Bhutto. Goes back to Ayub Khan. So, I mean, let's be honest about it. That the problem is that democracy does not find as fertile a ground in Pakistan as terror does. Let's be honest about it.
Shall I say something? Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting you. Please, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, it is very sad what happened today about Imran Khan's sentence. I would say it should have not happened because of many reasons. It should not have happened. But at the same time, I would say it is very, I mean, I don't understand why India is taking too much interest in Pakistan's internal affairs. While India should talk about what Modi is doing, about, doing the Ayodhya Mandir and taking all the rights of Muslims, taking away the rights of the Muslims, and what you are doing with your minorities. I mean, Modi government is doing worse than a martial law or a dictatorship under the name of democracy.
What is that?
While at the same time, I mean, there is
what
no
is
way
that
India should interfere
Hamid
in
Khan,
our internal matters. Yes, it is. I'm against of this punishment. I don't.
Hamid Khan, you realize
favor anywhere
Khan,
this judgment by the judge. But because it was a cipher,
sorry to say, but for want of better words,
maybe Prime Minister have its own discretion to do it.
You're making
but
yourself sound really bad, Hamid Khan.
Pakistan,
please don't compare.
Will come up with
please don't make this preposterous apples and oranges comparison.
Its own problems on its own. Pakistan does not need anybody or any other country to intervene in our matters. We don't want anybody to intervene in our matters.
We are discussing a very important development which has implications for democracy in Pakistan, for the future of your children in Pakistan. You better have this nice conversation with as much honesty as you can muster. Okay, you don't want to hear, but you raised a point that why are we interested? So let me take this to Professor Nalapat. Professor Nalapat, Hamid Khan says, oh, why is India interested? हमारा जो भी हो रहा होने दो, जहन्नुम में जा रहे, जाने दो, आपको क्या पड़ी है? So my I come to that now. Why we are concerned. You see, this is the former Prime Minister. He is saying that something is lying in the Prime Minister's office and nobody is coming forward to say where it goes from, where it has gone from the Prime Minister's office, that document. Also, if you see the kind of statements that have come in, you know, the question is, the court asked the Prime Minister, how did you get the cipher? The Prime Minister said, I don't know, it was there in my office, you find out. Now, if this is the state of affairs about Prime Minister's office in Pakistan, how do we trust, for example, the safety of nuclear weapons that they have, Professor Nalapat?
Abhishek, I think, you know, our friends from Pakistan have missed the point, which is in the media at the point in time when Imran Khan made this very clear charge that the United States was interested in getting him out. That was dismissed as fake news. And now that same information that was revealed by Imran Khan has been confirmed by the court as absolutely genuine. So I want to ask, how did the court convict Imran Khan on the basis of what was said at that point in time by the establishment in Pakistan? Let's be polite here. The fake news, absolutely made up, trumped up. That's one point. Second point is, we are talking about, you know, the electoral system. Well, you ban a party, you arrest its leader, you arrest the former foreign minister, and frankly, I have no sympathy for either of them. They have been part and parcel of the Pakistan military's activities against India, and that is why we are concerned. We are concerned because this is a military with a long record of fomenting violence against India and fake information against India, together with another country, China. Now, I want to about this question of appeal and counter appeal. For heaven's sake, the election is about 5 or 6 days away, and you're banned a party. The face of that party is in jail. His right-hand man is in jail. You're asking him to appeal. Now, even in a lightning fast procedure, it will at least take a few weeks, if not a few months. By that time, the election will be over and a new prime minister will be sworn in. And this is not considered to be a travesty of democracy. Now, I mean, I don't want to say anything except to point out this entire gang that keeps talking about democracy in India, minorities in India. I don't know if our friends are aware. We have 210 million very wonderful members of the Muslim community in India. They're among the most outstanding people in India. 210 million. That is the number of Muslims in India. Whereas what has happened to the minorities in our neighboring country? I think, you know, if you look at the statistics, then you will find the minorities have disappeared. So I only want to make a point, Abhishek, that look, we are concerned because Pakistan is a national security concern of India. And whether it's a Pakistan, whether it's a Maldives, whether it's any other country that threatens our security, we will be concerned. And this particular military has a record of supporting groups openly. I mean, where was, Osama bin Laden assassinated finally? He was not assassinated in India. He was not assassinated in Afghanistan. He was assassinated in Pakistan. So that is why we are interested. And frankly, as I said, Imran Khan has been an accomplice of the military. Shah Mahmood Qureshi has been an apologist of the military in all its criminal actions. But today, I'd like to say, I salute them for their courage in standing up to the military, because had Imran Khan fallen at the feet of generals and said, I'll go on television and say, you're the most democratic people, you're wonderful people, I am the one who has sinned, he'll be released in a flash. And who knows, 3 years later, like Nawaz Sharif now, he may become Prime Minister of Pakistan again. Sharif has obviously, fallen at the feet of the military, which is why he's there now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Abhishek,
Javed Khan,
please let me
Javed Khan,
respond
you
to
see, it
what,
does not matter to
the
me
professor just
whether
said.
Imran Khan is Prime Minister of Pakistan or Nawaz Sharif is Prime Minister of Pakistan or Bilawal Bhutto Zardari is Prime Minister of Pakistan it really does not matter to me. You know, I am only concerned about my borders and, nuclear armament of Pakistan falling into rogue hands, nothing beyond that. But you see, for the benefit of future generations of Pakistan, which would have your children and grandchildren, Javed Khan, my question is that why have this sham of a democracy? If Imran Khan develops ambition of changing the general or the chief of army staff, he's phased out. If Nawaz Sharif at that time thought that he should have a general of his choice at the GHQ, he's bundled out. My quandary is that whom to talk to in Pakistan? Give up the sham, let the generals rule, let it be clear, then at least we would have a modicum of understanding as to whom to talk to, who is doing what, who's the actual foreign minister, who's the actual interior minister, etc. Javed Khan, we want clarity. That's our interest.
Okay. Let me respond to what you just said, Abhishek. In your earlier comments, I think you stretched it a bit too far when you started comparing the last cipher with the safety of the nuclear weapons. And what the professor just said, that under Pakistan military, professor believes that India's security is being threatened. If we stretch the same argument to India, then why under Sangh Parivar, India's nuclear weapons are secure? Pakistan has the same concern as far as India's nuclear capability and India's nuclear arsenal is concerned, because India is governed, dominated, and led by Sangh Parivar, an organization which is an extremist, fundamentalist Hindu organization. And we strongly believe that India under Sangh Parivar is a serious...
India.
Abhishek, please.
Javed Khan Sahab, this juvenile understanding of India does no good to you.
No, Abhishek, this is unfair.
Because this does no good to you. Please understand. You don't even know what you're talking about, right? Tell me one instance since 1947 that Pakistan has a peaceful transfer of power from a civilian government to another. Tell me one instance. Unfortunately, you live in such a complex that you can't admit what is wrong with you, and unless you do that, Javed Khan, you are not going to sort it out for yourself. Please understand. It's in your interest that you admit that this is the problem. And then you go about solving it. Unless, as we do it in our personal lives, so in the life of a nation, if you don't know the problem, you're not going to find a solution, right?
Since Abhishek, let me complete because I heard you very patiently. So please give me a couple of minutes so that I can respond to what you just said. My concern is India under Sangh Parivar, India under Hindutva. The professor said that Muslims are living a very peaceful life in India. Isn't it so far away from the truth and the fact that Indian Muslims are being persecuted day in and day out? They are not allowed to join government service. They are not allowed to buy property in posh areas of Mumbai. Abhishek, I lived in New Delhi for 2 years. I was there as a special correspondent in New Delhi for 2 years. I know how the system works in India. Please don't try to fool me at least. I'm not one of those Pakistanis who do not know how the Indian society functions. I made a lot of friends over there, but I do understand the Indian society, how it functions.
Javed Khan, you are in denial.
Abhishek,
you are being dishonest, I have to say, and it's not good for you and the health of your nation's future. Javed Khan, Hamid Khan, sorry, you came late. I would have had a couple of more interventions with you, but then I have really run out of time. Javed Khan, I just wish you were a little more honest than you have been in this last 20 minutes about Pakistan's future. It's not about India, as Professor Nalapat said, and as everyone knows, and as all those 210 Muslims in India know, they are much better in India than they would have ever been in an Islamic Pakistan. And that's the beauty of democracy, which unfortunately my guests from Pakistan don't realize. Thank you so much. On that note, I have to